This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, we completed encapsulation, right?
Yes, today we are planning to start. 1 second,
Inheritance.
Saujanya is calling me.
Oh, she called you.
She is calling me. Shall I pick up? One minute,
Yeah,
one
you can
second.
pick up.
This meeting is being recorded.
So, whatever we discussed related to the encapsulation, what are the things we discussed? Public, private, protected, and
Yes.
other
How to
one.
access these outside the class,
Okay,
and
so those are
then
public, private, and protected variables, right?
yes, and for private we discuss that property also, setter and getter.
Okay, property. That is property decorator. Setter and getter is different. So, if
Okay.
we are using the setter and getter, why we will use the setter? To set a variable or to modify
Ye-
the variable, right?
Yes.
So to getter, the getter only give only the value if you are calling that function, right?
Mm. Yes.
That will only give the value. Okay, and the property and when we are using this setter and getter methods, how we are going to use we are going to or we are going to call it as a function, right? But if we are using the property function, how we are going to call?
It
It's
as
like
a
a
variable attribute.
variable, right? Even though that is for setter or a getter as well. We will use
Mm.
the same for getter or for setter. We will be using as a we will give some variable that will be considered as setter if you are using the property, right?
Yes.
But it looks like same. So, and
Mm.
also we have discussed setter, getter, public, private, protected, and property. Other, that's it, right? Or
Yes, that's
am I missed anything?
no encapsulation. We completed.
Okay, okay. So that is all about encapsulations. So you don't have any doubts, right? We can proceed for inheritance, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what does it mean by inheritance? Okay. So inheritance is nothing but a let's say if you want to uh, mm, how can I say that? So let's say I'm creating one class. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes. You're audible.
So I'm creating one class. So let's say definition will be like inheritance is a mechanism, by if I'm creating one class that will acquire the properties and the behavior of another class. Let's say, so let's say your father, I gave you and also I gave you an example on the last classes as well, right? Your
Yes.
father earned or worked a lot, and your father have a lot of properties or amount or gold or everything, right? So that will by default you are not going to work anyway. By default you will get it, right?
Yes.
So that is nothing but a inheritance. Let's say I've created a class, like a class called person. Okay. So it is having 10,000 methods or variables, everything. Okay. So instead of writing again and again, so that will be a waste of time and waste of reusability and waste of productivity and waste of everything, right? Why
Yes.
we need to write it again and again? Just if we want to write or if you want to use the functionalities or if you want to extend the functionalities, you can use this inheritance. Okay, let's say I will take one child, then this is the one, this is how we are going to take. So whatever the methods or variables or everything, by default I will get it. So
Okay.
inheritance is nothing but a extending the class.
Mm.
Okay, so if I'm writing something, some methods or variables, what I'm doing, it is nothing but a extending the person class, right?
Yes.
Right or wrong? You are getting
Yes.
it, right?
Yes. Getting.
So we are just extending the person class. If I'm taking one more class and another child something, yes, I will take. So if I'm taking child, what it is happening? I am extending the child class.
Hmm.
Okay. So why we are going to use this inheritance topic? Okay. Why? First reason is code reusability. As I mentioned, we are not going to write these methods or these methods or inside these methods, right? So we are going to use those methods and a variables. That's it, right?
Hmm.
And also,
Okay.
if you are not writing, so that means avoiding duplications, right? There is no duplications will be happen, because if the method is already present, are we going to write it again inside a child?
No.
No, right? So that is
Yes.
nothing but a avoid duplication and maintainability. So if we are having 10,000 lines, we are not going to write again 10,000 lines. So it's like a maintainability. So we are inheriting logically. So we have to inherit logically which class is needed for particular child, whatever we are going to create. Okay. So we
Okay.
have different types of inheritance are there. So I know you heard couple of inheritance like single inheritance, multi-level,
Mal.
multiple. These are the things, right?
Yes.
But other than that, we have is a relation and a has a relationship inheritance as well.
Hmm.
Okay. So all the inheritance or all the whatever we are using as a inheritance, that will comes under a is a relationship. Okay. So what does it mean by is a relationship? As of now, you understood about the inheritance topic, right?
Yes.
Definition, just a definition.
Yes. Understood.
You understood, right? So what does it mean by is a relationship? Is a relationship. What does it mean by is a? What does it mean? Is a relay? R-E-L-T-I-O-N. What does it mean by is a relation? So is a relation is nothing but, so if we are having something relation with that particular thing, that is nothing but a is a relations. So we have a relationship with our nature, right?
Hmm.
We have relationship with mm, let's say I will create, let's say I will create uh, like I'll give you an example.
Hmm.
So we are humans, right? Or
Yes.
dog is an what? Animal.
Hmm.
So dog is an relationship with an animal, right? So animal is a dog. Dog is nothing but an animal, right? And car, let's say car is a vehicle. You are getting my point? So
Yes.
all the animals which I mean all the dogs or cats are comes under the animal category or no? Right?
Yes. Understood.
You're getting?
Yes. Yes.
All the dogs or cats or everything will be considered as animals. Then animal is an relationship with a dog, right?
Hmm.
And all the vehicles is nothing but a car or a lorry or something, right? And car is nothing but a vehicle, right? Right? Let's
Yes.
say you are a student. Student is an person or a human. Person is nothing but a male or female or transgender or whoever, right? Those
Hmm.
and person will be considered as, and humans will be considered as we, right? And a person will be considered as student or a employee or a businessman, right? So these are the relationship. We have a relationship with like this. So this is nothing but a is a relation. We will be having the relationship. Let's say I will create one class like animal. Okay. I will create one eat functionality of self. Print of receive or animal is Animal is eating. So this eat functionality or this animal functional class we have, eat functionality will be same for every animal or no?
Yes.
Right? So if I'm creating another functionality which is related to animal, which functionality I need to create? Which class? Dog. So I need to
Yeah.
inherit this one. Then def of dog will be having a something feature which is different from other. So what is that? Bark will be different, right?
Yes.
Then I'll print dog is barking, right? I'll say take something like this. Okay. So if I'm creating a dog object, so if I'm creating a dog object, by default this object will be taken. This by default it will be there, right? Do I need to create one more eat object or eat functionality? No,
No.
right? D dot eat. Am I going to get it?
Yes.
Yes. By default, right? You are a student. By default, you will be learning. You will be studying, right? Or if you are an employee, so you will be working, right? Or if you are a businessman, by default, you will be doing your business, right? But you have your own functionality. If the student will be studying, that is a different functionality. But if you are a person, right? Anyway, you will walk or you will sing or you will dance or you will go, you will sleep or you will whatever. So the person, the everything will be same for a person, right? As a person, right? So you
Yes.
don't need to create a functionality. By default, you will be getting. Then that is the one we have to create a functionality something like that by default, and these should be a relationship. So we are not going to create something randomly. Okay. So if I want to call a bark directly, I can bark. I can call this. You're getting it, Arya?
Yes. Yes. Getting it.
So this is nothing but a easy relationship. Whatever we are using, whatever we are going to discuss, single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance. So we are going to use, this is your parent and this is you. Okay. So whatever the parents you have or whatever the parents your parents are genes or DNA or their behavior, by default you will get it, right?
Yes.
So those are nothing but a functionality or variables you can consider if we are speaking about the coding part. So by default you will get it. But if you want to create your own functionality, like you want to improve your communication skills, you want to improve your skills, or you want to work. So those are your functionality, right?
Yes.
So that is a relationship is nothing but a when when one class is or specified or specialized version of another class, right? Got it, right? This is nothing
Yes.
but a is a relationship. If we are having a relationship with that, then obviously we are going to use those functionality by default. And the inheritance is nothing but a you will always get these things. And if you want to extend that functionality, then you can create your own functionalities. Okay.
Okay.
Then we have something like has a relation. Has a this is This is nothing but a composition. We are not going to what inherit anything, but those will be uses as a objects. Like I will explain you. Like you have a brain, right? You have a brain, you have a liver, right? Or you have something, and let's say if it is a car has an engine, right? So car is an something like a metal one. Inside that we will be having a engine. What does it mean? Car has an engine. So we are not going to inherit this. We are not going to. So is there any relationship with the engine and a car? Nothing. So are we? I mean, engine is you going to use inheritance car in car functionality. There is not nothing, right? Let's say car has an engine. This is nothing but an object. There is no relation. Okay, like as I have explained, student has an address. So these are not at all dependent. Okay, but if you are going to use this as an object, then we are going, I mean, there is no relationship, right? Student has an address may change. He may go to other places. The address may be changed, right? Car has an engine. Car engine may be replaced or car will be replaced, right? So we are not going to use those functionalities, but we are going to call that functionality. That's it. So with the help of the car, we can start the engine. With the help of the student, we can identify his address. That's it. This will be an object. You will get to know. I will. So let's say I will create one engine class. Okay. It will start. Then I'll print engine start. Engine started. Engine started. Okay. I will create one car class. So how you are going to start the engine? How you are going to start the engine? Only from the car, right?
Yes.
Only from the car. Then only from the car, what does it mean? You have to call from the car class. You are getting my point?
Yes.
So this like let's say I'm creating one. Let's say I'm create one object same like engine. This is just a class. How you are going to call? E dot start,
Start.
right? But does it make sense? How engine will start with the engine? I mean, how engine will start it by its own? No, right? It should start from the
Car.
car only, right? Then instead of writing like this, we can use inside this car. Same way we can call from inside.